I'm going to be honest. You don't miss him. You missed a version of you that thought this time would finally work. And today I'm going to show you how to let him go without spiraling, without checking his social media, and without going back for one more conversation that steals your peace. Because if you keep looking back, what you do is you keep reopening wounds you pray would close. If you're new here, hey, welcome. I talk about healing, self-worth, attachment patterns, and how to step into secure woman energy, the kind of energy that doesn't chase love, it attracts alignment. So if you've been stuck in the loop of leaving, then missing him, then going back, then regretting it, this video is for you. Let's get into the real reason why you can't let go and how you cut the cord for good.
I was a fool to begin, trying to bargain again. My love to you, but I know better now. Damn every rolling out, just to give it all away.
So first thing first, you cannot let go of someone you still romanticize. Let me say it again, because this is the part most women skip. You are not stuck on the man. You're stuck in the fantasy. You're stuck on who he could be, what he promised, the version of him you saw in the beginning, and the future you kept building in your head like it was already real. And the problem is the fantasy is addictive because the fantasy makes you forget how small you felt, how often you cried, how many times you had to talk about the same thing over and over and over again. How you kept lowering the bar just to keep him close. So here's what we're going to do. This is the first tool. So I want you to create a reality list. Create 2 columns. One that states what I kept hoping for, and then column 2 states what you actually repeated. For example, what I kept hoping for. I was hoping for he'll finally commit. He'll finally communicate. He'll finally choose me. He'll finally be consistent. What he actually repeated: mixed signals, broken promises, disappearing, disrespect, excuses, emotional withdrawal, only showing up when it benefited him. And so what I want you to do is circle the patterns in column 2, because once you see the pattern clearly, it becomes harder to unsee it. Let me say this part with love. Closure is not a conversation. Closure is clarity. Closure is when you finally stop calling it love when it was really hope, because hope keeps you loyal to someone who hasn't earned it, who hasn't earned you. Now, once you kill the fantasy, you're going to feel something next. And this is where most women confuse healing with weakness. So point 2 is you have to break the attachment loop, because going back isn't always a choice. Sometimes it's a regulation strategy, meaning your body has learned to use him as emotional medication. And if your relationship has hot and cold, love bombing, then withdrawal, intensity, then silence, that creates an emotional reward cycle in your brain. It trains you to chase. It trains you to think anxiety is chemistry. So when you try to let them go, your body panics. You start feeling restless. You start feeling empty. You start feeling irritated. You start feeling obsessive, like you need to talk to him, like you can't breathe unless you get a response. That isn't a sign he's your person. That is withdrawal. That is your nervous system craving what's familiar, not real. So here's a way to detox. I need you to commit to at least a 7-day no contact reset. Some of y'all try to detach while still watching his stories every day. That's not detaching. That's self-torture. And we're not here for torture. So for the next 7 days, mute or block. Yes, block if you need to. Delete the chat thread or archive it. Remove photos from your camera roll. Put them in a hidden folder. Stop checking for signs. Because every time you check, you reopen the wound. Now you also need a replacement habit because your brain hates empty space. So when you feel the urge to text him, do this instead. Open your notes app and type, what I want to say to him is, and then you write it all out. Then you end with, but I'm choosing myself today. Now I'm going to give you a quick emergency tool. This is what I call the 2-minute rescue. When the craving hits, do this. Drink water. Take 10 deep breaths, slow exhales. Do 20 squats or walk 60 seconds. Say out loud, this is a craving, not a calling. Missing him is not a sign, it's a symptom. Because your feelings are real, but that doesn't mean your feelings are facts. Now, I want you to detox the attachment. Here's the final piece. This is where the never look back part becomes real. So you have to become the kind of woman who doesn't go back. Because if your identity stays the same, you'll repeat the same relationship just with a different face. And we don't want that. You don't just leave him. You leave the version of you that settles for breadcrumbs, that negotiates respect, that explains basic decency, that performs to be chosen, that stays to prove you're lovable. And see, and this is where you build your no return identity. So 2 things. First, write your non-negotiables list. I want 5 to 7 things you will no longer tolerate. So an example of that is consistency, emotional safety, honesty, effort without begging, accountability, mutual planning, emotional maturity, true emotional maturity. And then second, write a no return statement for yourself. Something you can read every day when your mind tries to rewrite history. So here's a script you can use just in case you need a little help. I don't go back to what broke me. I don't chase clarity. I don't audition for love. I choose peace over potential. The woman I'm becoming doesn't reopen doors God helped me close. And I want you to understand this. When you outgrow the door, you don't even desire what's on the other side. And that's where we want to get to. That's how you stop looking back. You stop making him the main character in your story that is supposed to be about your healing. So let's recap. To let him go, you never look back. You do 3 things. Number 1, kill the fantasy. You break the attachment loop. You build a no return identity. Letting him go isn't one moment. It's a decision you keep making every time your nervous system begs you to return to what's familiar. And if this video hits you, it's because part of you is ready to choose yourself for real this time. So follow for more Secure Woman energy. And if you're done repeating the same love lessons, grab my book and take the next step with me. We're not healing to be picked. We're healing to be free. I'm your lifestylist Kay, your Secure Woman mentor, and I'll see you on the next video.